The question that I hate asking my clients when we are in a client session is, did you tap on that? Now, when I'm asking the question, I'm just trying to gather information. I'm trying to see what their life was like between the last time we talked and the time that we're talking right now, and which tools did they reach for. But I don't ask the question that way because when I ask the question that way, it doesn't sound like I'm gathering information. Instead, it sounds like I'm scolding, did you tap on that? And the reason why we feel bad when we're asked that question is we know tapping and the other tools in our toolbox are so useful. And we know we could use them every single day. And when we don't use them in a moment of distress, we then judge ourselves. So when we're asked the question, did you tap on that? It actually makes us feel worse in that particular moment. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you a number of simple things that you can do that is going to make it easier for you to create a new habit, tapping or otherwise, so that when tapping is a habit, when you need it in the moment, you're going to remember to reach for it. This is Monterastelli, and welcome to the Tapping Q&A podcast recorded live to tape from Williamsburg in Brooklyn. This is episode 634, originally aired October 23rd, 2024. Hi, everyone. I hope this finds you well wherever you are and whatever time of day you're getting a chance to join me. Thanks for spending a little time with me today. Now, on August 1st, 2007, I published my very first article at tappingqanda.com. And that article was on how do we make tapping part of our daily routine. And more than 17 years later, as I record this is still a conversation that I consistently have with my clients, with my students, because just because we know how to use a tool does not mean that we use it. And so if we structure our way of creating a habit, not only are we going to create that habit quicker, it is going to stick around a lot longer. If you are new to tapping, tapping is this absolutely amazing tool that I use every single day for myself. I use it with my clients. It is so easy for you to learn. If you go to learntotap.com, I have a free guide waiting for you in under 10 minutes. It will show you how to add this amazing tool to your daily routine. Just go to learntotap.com, or you can follow the little red arrow in the upper right-hand corner and it will take you to learntotap.com. To make it easier for you to create a habit or a routine, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share 5 really simple ideas with you. And so you can use these ideas for adding tapping, or you can use these ideas for anything else. But by keeping these in mind, it's going to make it so that you make that routine, that habit, so much quicker. Number 1, start small. I appreciate when we want to create change in our life that we're thinking big and dramatic, and I'm going to work out 3 times a week for 90 minutes, and I'm going to change my meal every single day 3 times a day. The problem is that is a lot of change. And whether or not you know it, your day is already filled with all sorts of habits. It's not that we're trying to insert the habit of tapping or anything else, but we're taking all of these things that we already do on the regular, and we're trying to displace them and add something new. And I would be willing to bet your life is full, that you're probably not sitting at your couch in the middle of the afternoon, twiddling your thumbs going, what am I going to do with the next 90 minutes? And so if you're adding something new to your life, you're probably adding it to a plate that is already full. And so to add new things, you have to remove things. And so if I'm going to work out 3 times a week for 90 minutes, that means I got to find 4.5 hours to cram into my schedule. So when we are going to add a new habit, I really encourage you to start small, because if you find a small amount of time, it's going to be so much easier for you to do. And so for me, when I am adding something like tapping to my daily routine, I'm going to do it for 3 minutes or 5 minutes, and that's it. Now, that might feel a little unimpressive. But in the beginning, the goal is to create the habit. It's not to create massive transformation. Because once I have created the habit, then that time can grow. Then when I sit down to tap, it can be deeper and deeper. So to begin with, start small. Because if you start to have successes, you're going to start to build some momentum, and it's going to make it even easier for you to continue forward. Number 2, choose a consistent time and place to do whatever habit you are doing. We create habits not just about when we do things, but where we do things. And so when we enter certain spaces, we act and we feel in certain ways. When I am at my front door, With my hands, I touch my front left pocket, my front right pocket, and my back right pocket because I'm going phone, wallet, keys. So I'm in a physical space. Because what that physical space is associated with, then it makes it easy for me to remember to do those things. So if I'm adding a new habit like tapping, I want to do it in a consistent place so that my system knows, oh, when I'm in this spot, that's the thing that we're doing. I would also say a consistent time, but a consistent time doesn't mean an exact time. It doesn't mean I'm going to do this at 8:47 every single morning. Instead, what I could do is I am going to do 3 minutes of tapping after I start the coffee pot for my first cup of coffee in the morning. And some mornings that might be at 5:15 and some mornings that might be at 8:45, but it's a consistent time. It is in the morning when I have that first cup of coffee, and it's going to make it so much easier for me. Number 3, in the beginning, the goal is to tap. It's not to create transformation. It's not to go deep. It's just to tap. Now we know simply taking 3 minutes and tapping, even if I'm not focusing on something super, super specific, makes me feel better. And so in the beginning, what we're trying to do is we're trying to make it as easy as possible and as frictionless as possible. And so the action of tapping every single day, as that becomes embedded in who I am and how I start my day, then I'm not thinking about how I'm going to tap and where I'm going to tap and when I'm going to tap and what I'm going to tap on. And so by eliminating what I'm going to tap on and just in the beginning making the goal to tap, it's going to make it so much easier for you to be consistent because it's so much more achievable. If I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to tap on? That creates resistance and I'm not going to take action because of that particular resistance. So by eliminating the goal of transformation and just make the goal the tapping, it's going to make it so much easier for you to do. Number 4. Have a plan when you sit down. Now that might feel a little contradictory to what we were just talking about, but in this case, what I mean by have a plan as in what type of tapping are you going to do? And in the beginning, make it super, super simple. I'm going to tap wordlessly for 3 minutes. I'm going to find a tap along video online from someone that I love and I'm going to hit play and I'm going to tap along with them. I have a script book and I'm going to pick one of the scripts and I'm just going to tap through one of the scripts. So I have a plan, I have a menu of things to choose from. So I'm not going, okay, now I'm going to tap. What am I going to tap on? And I have to come up with something new. Have a list in your mind of the things that you normally do when you're sitting down to tap. And by having a little bit of a plan, it's going to make it so much easier. Number 5, have a close-ended goal. And this is one of the things that has transformed my life when it's come to creating goals. This was certainly not in the original article that I wrote 17 years ago. And what I mean by a close-ended plan is it's not that I'm going to tap every single day or every single weekday. That's open-ended. Close-ended is I'm going to tap every single day for the next 2 weeks, for the month, for 30 days, for 90 days. Because when I create a closed end to my goal, my subconscious mind does not feel like I have signed up for an eternity of tapping. I have to do this every day for the rest of my life. Now, it's possible you might do this every single day for the rest of your life. I actually have a friend of mine who a number of years ago, just to see what it would do for his health, said, I wonder what it's going to be like if I didn't drink for this month. And he didn't drink the entire month. And then when the next month came, he went, I wonder what it'd be like if I didn't drink for another month. We're now years into this experiment, and someday he might choose to go back to do it. But he wasn't going, I'm going to quit drinking forever. He said, I'm not going to drink this month. Let's see how that goes. And so when you are starting something new, you are significantly going to be more successful if you give yourself permission to create a closed-ended goal. So when you decide to start adding tapping to your daily routine or your weekday routine or whatever that looks like, say what it's going to look like with an end date. Then at that end date, you can engage with it again. So it's really that simple to create new rhythms, new methodologies, new habits, new routines in your life. Start small, choose a consistent time and place, have a goal to just do the tapping, have a plan when you sit down to tap, create a close-ended goal. Now, if you'd like to add tapping to your daily life and you'd like to create a little close-ended goal, in the month of November every single year, we do a 30-day tapping challenge where every single morning I post a new tap-along video less than 5 minutes long that make it super, super easy for you to do it. If you sign up every single morning, you'll get an email so you can just make it your routine. When I sit down at my desk, I open my inbox, I see the tap-along email, I am going to tap, and it's meets all of the requirements and all the criteria that we've been talking about right here. If you'd like to join us, absolutely free. All you need to do is go to tappingqanda.com/30-day. That's tappingqanda.com/30-day. And every single morning in the month of November, you'll get a little tap along video so that you can tap along with us. You can make it part of your routine, which will make it easier for you to remember to tap in the future. On the screen right now, you can see a playlist of all of the past podcasts. We'd love it if you join us. All you need to do is click on that, dive back in.